Hi YouTube, how are you doing? I'm doing okay. I thought I had my lighting like perfect. Well, maybe a little better over here. Uh, I don't know. It was better a second ago. Uh, Good enough. Um, I was just thinking about, especially with rock and roll, but just the esoteric nuances of music and how they can bring spirituality and feeling and history and hidden meanings all over the place. Um, it's just incredible. Can you imagine being somebody that, take like the Dark Cabal? Most of them and their families are not rock and rollers. They aren't, they never did understand certain music. Like there could be something that people think is a sexual song. It has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with sex. It's all spiritual. And it's truly like a love song from God, but they'll miss it completely because their brains are not functioning properly. So that's always been kind of the funny side of some of this my entire life. So watching these people not not understanding what's in there, but imagine too the surprise of somebody waking up to that fact that they had been so busy all their life they like totally like missed um decades of what was there because they didn't understand it was. So I don't know. There's And it's interesting to see too if you have people that oppose you and you're listening to some music, their take on your music. Oh, and by the way, I'm rolling some cigarettes, so there'll be some noise. And yeah, I was busy this morning. I had made my spice cake I was going to make with cream cheese, vanilla, whipped frosting, and then I crunched up some little bit of almonds I had and sprinkled them on top. So that's going to be wonderful later on. I'm starting to celebrate my birthday early. Let's see, 3 more days. I was born on Galileo's birthday. I didn't know that till I got older. I think I had read it when I was a teen, but you read stuff and it's like, I don't know, it just didn't stick with me. Not that it's the biggest deal in the world, but it's pretty cool because I've got 2 telescopes and I grew up using telescopes. So I even got to go to a observatory one time. That was super cool. Not at nighttime, but I always had intended to go look through a big scope at night if I could. you know, I've been to oh, it's part of NASA that's down by Galveston, Houston. That it's not NASA though. It's something else. It's called something else. It's like a command center. It escapes me right now. That was a long time ago. I was 15 when I was not let's see. The last time I was down south was in 2000. No, wait, no, 2016 maybe, somewhere around in there. I went to Texas, but I was thinking of New Mexico too. I got sick in New Mexico by um, Roswell, and I did take a wrong turn in Albuquerque, and ended up in the Mexican desert and had to come back through customs, you know. Yeah, you don't want to take a wrong turn down there. Good thing I didn't take any more wrong turns. Actually, I wasn't driving, so I didn't take the wrong turn, but anyway, it did seem a little odd, the whole thing. Coming to, I had been southeast in the United States and to Texas, but like, and I don't know, it's just like Southern California and um, Arizona and New Mexico and Nevada. These are really different states compared to a lot of other. If you look at them and you look at the geology of the whole thing and the landscape, it looks like it's been totally just raped, like destructed. You know, it does. It looks like bombs went off all over the place. That's what I think, and that's what North and South Dakota, especially the Badlands, look like nuclear warfare or something. You know, the Southwest in particular, though. What I think is pretty is Doug's like, oh, Oklahoma doesn't have anything, and it's like, yeah, actually it does. Oklahoma has got some really beautiful red hills. They're just red. There's no other way to say it. We have some dirt that's sort of red here with the iron in it, but not like that. That stuff's red, red, you know. Anyway, so I spent my morning baking and cleaning up my mess, and yeah, something to do too, physically, you know. I don't know. I have had it planned for quite some time. So, yeah. Oh, it wasn't a chicken fried steak. I didn't have the chicken fat, but my country fried steaks turned out good. I ended up making Brussels sprouts, mashed potatoes, gravy. So it was good. I split them in half and I beat them up. You know, I pounded them out because they were round steaks. And then, so we have some for tonight too. So yeah. So I got everything all set except for the rolling of my cigarettes and putting some dishes away. So I'm ahead of the game today, sort of. You know, whatever game that is, right? I guess that depends on whatever game the Dark Cabal wants to play. What if? Well, yeah, of course they're falling into their own traps because when something's put into their mind by the master on this planet, or masters, plural, they think they're rolling with their own volition when in all reality they're just puppets. And yeah, we all know that, but to just realize that for a minute. How independent are people really? How much do they really think for themselves? Do you think enough for yourself that you would oppose the very force that was strongest and tried to boss you around? How free and how spiritually bestial are you actually? You know. So yeah. I mean, I don't like somebody that's too much of a bully, but if you're not a pushover and you stand up for yourself and you have passion about yourself and you're a badass, I'm attracted to friends like that. My friends are not weak. They're strong. people that you have to be, you know. There's a few people that know Doug and I both in person. I know for sure one person watches me and knows Doug personally, and you have to bring your thinking cap, you know. So, yeah, to put it bluntly. So yeah, back to the music. It's just incredible. Like when I was a kid reading like some kind of hidden gem or something, and then you think things and they're out in the ether, and then if you're conducting um, things for the powers that be, and and there it is. It's in a song, and you know. So, like, what you think, your feelings are in a song, and some force put in music, the love of the universe, the male and female energies put music to the lyrics. Or God's the writer and the woman's the poet. you know, one's the musician, one's the poet. The muses, music. Yeah, definitely. But it's not something you can capture, bottle, bribe, um, control. There's just it's gifts that are given to people. Not if they act right. You don't have to just like bend over and act just perfect or anything, but um, sometimes the foolish ways of a person, if they don't have a certain amount of humility with themselves, um, depending on who you're dealing with. I'm usually always humble to people I meet, and then I treat them on the level what they show me, who they are. I don't listen to anything they have to say, depending. I mean, after a certain point, sometimes nothing anybody says matters. That type of feeling. I'll just walk away. I don't engage in oh let me think of a real perfect word for this, because um, sometimes people interfere in areas that I know their soul is telling them not to tread. Um, not not your mind, not your heart, or the mission you're on, but actually being controlled by an outside force. Um, I'm not talking about anybody I watch in particular. Um, I was listening to some stuff that sounded a bit baiting and way. I mean, I understand a certain amount of emotional um, jubilance, jubilance, or sorrows, or that type of passion. I mean, that's commendable up to a point, but there's a demographic of people that have a softness to them that, see, we're not in these times of being soft, is what I'm trying to say. Like either we're warriors with what's nasty on this planet or we're not, you know. And to to be what I call like sitting on the fence or in between, um, I don't know. I saw something that said or heard something like I think it was on. I think I read it on Facebook. As a matter of fact, that not every battle. We shouldn't rise to every battle. I think Sun Tzu said it. Um, Perhaps, but then on the other hand, if you are the warrior, every battle is a battle to be won. So I don't know about that. I've been thinking about it for a while here. Oh, I mean, there's some battles that aren't even worth it. Yes, I understand it. It'd be like battling a 2-year-old, you know. Um, but if somebody challenges you, you don't back down from something like that. It's even them thinking about it, the war is on. You know, like I say, when person's told no, it's no, and actually trying to undermine or demean somebody else to acquire a certain respect or um, garner attention maybe you wouldn't normally get or whatever, for whatever reason it's manipulative, you know. I don't do that at all. I don't take it out of people. I see it when it's there. I'm pointing it out. It's just the way it is. I mean, um, anyway. So I would just want to make a certain somebody aware that, yes, of course, I know the tactics. And, you know, as stubborn as I am for the mission I'm on, and that is too, um, keeping the male and female spirit separate and lacking communication. Um, just that within itself, or trying to like take one or the other and put it in a cage so you can control that. Just that essence of that feeling coming out of anybody, um, it fries me out. It pisses me off, to tell you the truth. So anyway, if you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean. But yeah, let me know what you think. Do you think that the male and the female actually work together producing that music, or is it nothing to do with them and it's the spirit of God Himself on this planet, Yahoo, that does that through them? Or who we would refer to as Satan, said to have been the person that sets up the music. Sets up, too. There's a funny term, isn't it? What's he setting you up for? I'd be like, what would you set me up? It's not like setting the stage, is it? Or, or conducting the music, you know? I don't know. I'm just asking. I mean, I have my thoughts, my theories, my instincts, but what somebody else thinks, I'm not sure. But I do think it is the music from the male and the female, um, their connection that makes the music that's put into song through people that have gifts, you know. Because, too, when it's something really deep and esoteric and it was written in the past and it's being used for a tool now to help the hearts of ones that had achy, breaky hearts, you know. Yeah, it's absolutely music is medicine. There's no doubt. It's a major part of who human beings are. Um, some of us come out singing. You know, my oldest son used to sing and make up songs all the time ever since he was really tiny. I have a nephew, Ron Darien, and when he was little, I was talking to him on the phone. He must have been maybe oh, 15 months old or something, just beyond a year somewhere. And he was singing to me on the phone when I was talking to him. I don't know what he was singing, but he was singing a pretty song to me. You know, it was beautiful. You know, so yeah, we have the music in us for sure. You know, and how about a baby's laughter? Is there nothing better in the world? You know, to hear that innocence. Yeah, is all innocence lost on this planet? You know, are people just trying to peel the layers back with their insanity and take the innocence, all of it? You know, they'll just come out as little thugs, you know. I heard somebody say they started exercising. Good for you. When I was super injured and hadn't been for a while, Doc Baker, Sean Baker, MD, the carnivore guy, got me going. He had a 30 push-up for 30 days challenge. Let's see how old I was when I did that. I think I might have been 64. So it's been a good solid 3 years now, if not more, like about 3.5, somewhere in there. That I mean, I do take a few days break sometimes, and but I try to do it every day, at least a couple times a week. If you exercise, you're going to be good to go with your normal things you do in your life, you know. But if you like, just like when you're halfway dead, like at 50 or 45 or 35, whoever you are, um, if you don't keep going, you're gonna stagnate, you know. So, yeah, and you can build muscle at any age. Doesn't matter. And I would take that to the bank from somebody my age that isn't afraid to arm wrestle anybody, anybody. I don't care what your bicep looks like or doesn't look like. Because actually, I've seen people with some pretty little arms, some strong, strong people, super strong for being small, you know. So you never know. And some of them little guys are just horrible because they are smaller, you know. But it's usually the big ones that go down faster, even arm wrestling, if you have a technique, you know. I could teach you my technique. I can. I have some other wrestling techniques that are just mine. my signature. I still have not seen my move for releasing myself from getting grabbed behind. I have these tricks, and in none of the martial arts that I've studied or any artist that I've seen out there, there's a few other things that I do too that I just have never seen out of anybody. And that's good, because if they don't know, they don't know, you know. But then if somebody sparred with me before, they probably know. But maybe. So biggest mistake I ever made one time was I had somebody in a headlock with my legs and I let it go. I should never have let that go. I should have just kept the pressure on until it expired. But we all make mistakes. I don't know if that was a joke or not. Yeah. And if the person I did that to is watching, same person I picked up and body slammed onto my knuckle. Oh, that hurt so bad. I broke my knuckle. But I still body slammed it, you know. I had to use my whole self to do it, but, you know, oh well. It was worth it. I was getting treated like shit in front of a whole group of people, and he started pushing me around, and I just used some judo. Damn. Everybody just cracked up. That alone was worth the broken knuckle right there, to put a bully into its place. You know, and there was more going on too that was extremely criminal to me. The way people around me were acting in front of kids and different things that were going on in my life. So, yeah. Anyway, that's the time I lived in a apartment that some Satanists owned, and then they had this round black satanic church up on the hill right past me. I really did not enjoy my time around there or the people. Well, now there were a couple people that I liked. I had a friend named Lynn, and well, there was a bunch of us that were Aquarians, and we had sort of like a group of Aquarians that, well, I had two groups of Aquarians. That's the weirdest thing in Phoenix, Arizona, and the surrounding area. Yeah, so, yeah, odd. And they all knew each other too, but yeah. And in such a big city, that was just kind of strange. But I had hoped to meet people that were more like me, and I did. Yeah. That's a while ago. All kinds of bad things happened after that. Yeah. Well, I don't know what else is going on today. That's probably about it. I just want to make everybody aware that, um, really, I mean, yeah, there's songs that are just like dance songs or a good beat or something. It's like, I shared one yesterday that I didn't even know the lyrics to till about maybe a few years ago. I looked them up. It was Stone Soul Picnic. And they say, come on and sit down, so Stone Soul Picnic, sit right down stones so picnic, and you can't really even understand what they're saying. But I loved it even when I was a kid. Just the it's by the Fifth Dimension on their Up Up and Away album. Yeah. So, yeah. I don't know if you know who Marilyn McCoo is. She was their lead singer. She's got an awesome voice. So. Well, I'm going to get this uploaded. I appreciate you joining me. I'll let you know how my cake turns out tomorrow. If I don't eat too much, I'll be okay, I think. I took an allergy pill, so there, yeah, there's a couple of the spices and the baking powder I should stay away from. Well, probably everybody should, but I'm not going to. It's got cream cheese, so no, really too, and with the eggs and the cream, and it's got actual whey protein and protein from the eggs, so it can sort of be a food unless you get too crazy. So, okay, everybody, have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.